Let's talk about grid layout. Grid layout is a really nice way to lay out your forms and your screens. So in this case, I'm using grid layout to set up my header, my menu bar, and my content. And if I have a left menu or if I have a left menu and a right menu. So let's dig into this. If I have no side menus, I just have a header, a menu bar, content, and footer. This is the layout part of it. It is showing that I've got in my grid template areas, I've got header, menu bar, content, and footer. Over here, my grid area, so anything for header is going to be associated with the grid area header. That's right up here. The menu bar, the content, and the footer. So let's look at the left side menu bar. You'll notice here I've got double here, where before I only had single, just header, not header, header. So when I add another column here, I have to put a second column in there. I got my header, my menu bar. Now here's where it gets different. I have left menu and I have content, and then I have footer. Now this is how I change the size. So it's 100 pixels here, but this is auto. It's going to automatically fill in. Again, over here, the only difference from the previous one is I have a left menu. Now let's look at the right side menu. In the right side menu, you see I have a left and a right menu and my content in the middle. Let's look at the grid layout. Grid layout now has 3 columns of information here in the grid template areas. Now here, this is where it gets a little different. I have left menu, content, and right menu, and then I have my footer. Now if you'll notice here, I have 100 pixels and 100 pixels in auto. So this is 100 and this is 100. This automatically fills in. If you go here, here's my left menu, my content, and my right menu. Grid can be very nice. In fact, I'm using grid and flex on this particular page. Flex is laying out these, but grid is laying out this particular part right here, and grid lays out the overall page. If I go to home, you can see my content is here. If I go to home lab, I've got this. If I go to layout, I have just the left menu only, but if I select one of these, now I have a right menu. So I hope this helps.